Hi, this is Kylie Coo. Welcome to my studio and welcome to week 24 of creating a positivity deck. And in the way that I ended the slow down state of being with an element, I'm doing the same with the rise state of being. And so the prompt for this week is air. So I spent a few moments journaling about air so that I could carry positive thoughts into my card for this week. And it struck me that obviously we need air to breathe, but it does so much more for us. It carries sound. It carries scent to us. And it supports wildlife as well. You know, in terms of the way that birds and other flying creatures actually fly. And at times I feel that it almost hugs us, you know, so there's that sense of it touching us, touching our skin, feeling it on us. It really invokes all the senses. And before I sit down to do my card, or before I show you me creating my card, I just want to show you one or two clips that I've taken at different points in time that I think help convey the sense of what I was trying to get over here. You know, the way that the air in the form of wind moves trees. So I'm going to show you just two or three short clips that I hope capture that, and then I'll go on to do my card. So, turning to my card, once more this week I decided just to take a piece of cardstock and put it directly over the playing card, and just using a simple glue stick to attach the two together. And then all I'll do is to ensure that's firmly adhered, and then I will cut the excess cardstock off. So now that I've got that, I'm just going to take some craft paints and just apply two colours just with that small cosmetic sponge. This first one is pale blue. And I'm just going to use a little piece of paper to the side as my palette. And all I'm going to do is just to use my sponge to dab this across roughly 2/3 of my card. And as always, I'm thinking about the prompt, thinking about air, thinking about those positive thoughts about how air carries sound, how it carries scent, and how it rustles the trees. And I'm just looking to capture some of that feeling in my card. So just dabbing away, creating sky. And very important for me through all of this is really just taking my time. Some of my cards don't take very long, but even though they may only take 10 minutes or so, I still enjoy every moment of creating them. So now I'm using this mint green craft paint, and all I'm going to do here is to create grass at the bottom of the card. And I'm just doing it in a very simple way, not trying to make this look realistic, it's just a representation. I then decide I'm going to use this tree stamp. Now, I didn't want it to be a deep, I decided to use black ink, but I didn't want it to be too strong, so I actually used an old ink pad rather than a newer one, which would have given a much deeper kind of pigment. So I need to ensure initially that there is sufficient ink in this for it to work, so I will do a kind of test to begin with. And of course nothing's wasted, so that will find itself in something else at some future point. And you'll see there that it was very pale, so I realised that I'd have to apply a bit more pressure just to try and get the ink onto it. And I'm happy with that. So I ink it up again. Applying quite a bit of pressure just to get the remnants of the ink out of there. And now I'm going to put it on my card. Now what I did here was, again, I applied a fair bit of pressure, and I actually left it on the card for longer than I normally would have. And when I lifted it, it lifted a bit of the paint. But no problem. As I said, I didn't want it to be too deep a colour anyway, too deep a colour of black. But what I'm going to do now is to take some colouring pencils, and I will actually go over the tree with a dark brown colour, and I'll go over the leaves with a green. So I want to say a big thank you at this point to everyone that's in the Positivity Deck Facebook group, and I'll leave a link to that below. Thank you all for sharing your amazing work. I'm sorry I've not been able to comment on each and every one recently, but I will be catching up on the commenting fairly soon. Just various reasons I've not been able to do that recently, but I will be doing it again soon. So thank you all for all the wonderful work that you share. So again, just taking my time, not rushing this, and all I'm doing is going over the tree. I want to get the trunk and the branches in, just using that brown colour. I don't use colouring pencils very often, but I have to say I enjoyed using it on this card. And all the time I'm thinking about the air circulating around and going through the branches and the leaves on the tree. Now, as always, at the end of the video I will show some stills, and because it's the end of the rise state of being, I've got an image of all 12 cards to show you as well. And while I enjoy seeing each individual card each week, when I see the 12 together, you know, I'm really pleased with them. I'm pleased with the way that they've turned out. So now I'll just take a green and I'm going to go over the leaves. I won't show you me doing each and every leaf because it does take a little bit of time. But this is just to add a little bit more colour to it, and it's why I used an ink pad that had less ink in it rather than using one that was newer and would have given a lot of black ink. So there we go. That's the leaves in. And now just doing a little bit of kind of stylised grass, just to give the sense of the tree sitting in amongst grass. So of course, this being the end of the rise state of being, I will be starting a new state of being next week, and I'm looking forward to that as well. So at this point I want to create the sense of air, and I'm just going to take this white, it's a Pentel gel pen, hybrid gel grip, I think it's DX, it's always difficult to see the writing on this pen. And again, all I'm going to do is some kind of stylised marks to give the sense of air. And just using a sort of symbol that's sometimes used for wind in weather forecasts. And here I'm just trying to show it actually going in and around the leaves and the branches of the tree. So as well as not having commented on images in the Facebook group, I'm also behind on commenting on the kind comments that you've all left. And again, I will be catching up on that very soon. So I do appreciate all the comments that you leave. I read them all, but unfortunately recently I've just not been able to sit down and reply to them all. But I'll be doing that very soon. So I want to go over the word air again with that same pen, but I do just give it a bit of a dry. Because it makes a second coat go on a bit easier. And so that's my card representing the prompt air. So in just a moment I will show you some images, including, as I said earlier, the 12 cards that now make up the Rise state of being. So as always, thank you for watching. Bye for now.